City Island, which won the Audience Award at the Tribeca Film Festival, which stars Andy Garcia, who was also kind of the guy behind the production. Script came to me, wanted to put it in play because it's an actor's project. Now, it's always a worry with anything that actors are behind. They tend to make film stories that are very actorly, or in some cases actually about acting. In this case, he is a prison guard or a prison orderly of some description. He has another way of saying that's what he is. Lives in City Island, which is actually a little island out in the Bronx, apparently, which I'd never heard of before. Apparently not many people have. It's a little fishing community out in the Bronx island. And he goes to work, or he works in a prison, and he has a secret life, which is that he goes to acting classes because he actually wants to become an actor, but he doesn't dare tell his wife that that's what he does because she will think badly of him. So he pretends that, in fact, he's going off to play poker with the guys. Whilst he's in prison, he comes across a prisoner that he realises is, in fact, his love child from several years ago, from 21 years ago. He decides, with what can only be described as a twisting of the plot, to take said prisoner back into the bosom of his house without telling either the prisoner or the family that this prisoner is in fact his son, whilst meanwhile revealing to a woman with whom he has become involved, but only intellectually, at acting classes, that this is what he is doing. Following this?
Not
Didn't
really,
think
no.
so. Here's a clip.
So, Vince tells me that he was friends with your mother.
Yeah, a long time ago, I guess.
I guess so. Because I never heard about it.
Well, that's because it was before we met, sweetie.
He says she was a very nice woman. Good looking, too, I bet.
Oh, here we go.
Mom, Dad's right. Why don't we just be up front here? Come out with it. Just ask him if he had sex with this woman.
Vince! Apologize to me!
That's right. That's my brain tumor.
Well, he does have a point, sweetie. I mean, all due respect, it is what you were getting at. I mean, even though you were kind of...
Why are you two ganging up on me?
Come on, Joyce, you know, after 20 years, I know where you're going before even you do.
Well, that must be very boring for you, Vince. Really? Who knew that I was failing to keep you entertained all these years?
So here's the thing, City Island, there are things in it that are okay, there are things in it that are overripe, the plot convolutions are very, very fiddly and occasionally annoying. The story about the boys having a putative relationship with somebody across the road for reasons which are just too complex to go into, and it is one of those films that ties itself up in knots and is kind of pleased with its knots in a way which isn't entirely satisfying. That said, there are occasional moments in it that are sort of charming and funny and quirky. It does, however, suffer from exactly that thing. I mean, the fact that it was the Audience Award winner at the Tribeca Film Festival kind of tells you what you need to know. It's that sort of film. It is a film in which, you know, actors get together and do acting, and they obviously all really enjoy being together and working on a project that they were all, you know, very able to act in, and it's about acting. In fact, one of the funniest bits in it is when he's in an acting class in which Alan Arkin gives him a great big lesson about how Marlon Brando brought about the death of acting by pausing, and how he said he's wasted years of his life listening to actors pause, and he never wants to hear any pauses. He never wants that whole thing about watching an actor think. So if you're an actor, if you're a thesp, I'm sure there's much in here to enjoy self-referentially. I think beyond that, it doesn't have a huge life in cinemas.